Let's do it. Howdy and aloha. Welcome to Manata. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you stay and talk. Howdy and aloha, everyone. This is James with Monotalk. Now, you guys all know that I've been deep diving in the abyss of politics since my blog talk radio in 2014, researching how politicians have voted, congressionally, how candidates moved and grooved. I've had Democrats and Republicans and Independents and Green Party people on my YouTube and all over my social media. And the things that I've learned over time is there are a lot of people, I would say the majority of people on the planet, 70%, let's just say. It just seems like it's about 75%, that are listening to the oligarch, global pedo-predator class, monarchy, 001 percenters, global elite, news stations and journalists, quote unquote, journalists, or just people that have been throwing out a psyop for a long time. It's very rare. It had been very rare prior to Fluvid-19 and early 2020 of people actually starting to, crack open the door or open the window or, just remove the blinders, like a horse. Blinders is a term for horse racing. They just look forward. They don't see anything. They use their peripheral vision. So they can go forward and, go after whatever the prize is. Dogs do it. They watch the rabbit. Anyway, it's kind of sad. I've talked to people, and kind of recently there was somebody I talked to. He's going, well, I think Trump's good, but he's a criminal, and I'm like, okay, well, what was he convicted of? Nothing. It's not his fault. That is not his fault. People are saying, well, if you don't know what the heck's going on and you haven't pulled your head out of your butt by now, then you're probably a few Kool-Aids, I'm talking about the Kool-Aid in the arm, down the road, and it really doesn't matter. And I've kind of said that, but I'm just, because they just listen to them. It's just really hard to believe that these people are just out to get Trump. It's just, they just don't know what's happening. And then when I kind of gave them, so it's 91 counts, none of them have been convictions. Russiagate, they proved that wasn't true, and a few other things. I mean, there's nothing really on the guy. So, I'm not trying to put him in a spot. I'm just informing them of what's going on. And, make your own decision. But from what I hear, they want to bring in Michelle Obama. Oh, she'll win everything. That's what he said. Okay, well, let's see. But, I kind of got away from the conversation. It's at work. A peer of mine, supposedly, but guy's been there for a while. it's very interesting to hear people basically with the orange man bad syndrome, orange man bad derangement syndrome, or just orange man bad. And it was the marketing has been so powerful against this man. Again, I have to say, who owns mainstream media? I mean, does mainstream media have your best and dearest interest at heart? I think that's the biggest question people need to ask themselves. Is if you're watching Fox or you're watching MSNBC or watching CNN or ABC or CBS or PBS, or you're reading the Associated Press or the New York Times, LA Times, and most of the mainstream media that is beheld or in the pockets of or basically controlled by, and the masters, they're puppets of the masters of these global predator class gazillionaires. And we're talking, and a lot of these people have no idea how much power these people wield and how they've had it for possibly hundreds of years. A lot of the monarchies for sure have had that. A lot of people have passed down this wealth and these resources and these connections for a long time. I'm not just talking about the Rothschilds, or I'm talking about the Rockefellers. I'm talking about there's people out there that names you've never heard of. I'm not going to get into all that, but what I am going to say is it's hard for people to understand that because they've been idolizing mainstream media for so long. It's biblical to them. It's carved in stone to them, they believe. It's everything that comes out of mainstream media has got to be correct. Now they're telling people that there's atmospheric rivers, I talked about it in my last show. It was so funny. They got, I don't feel sorry for them, but I do kind of pity them in a way because they're in such a distant state of mind that it kind of it's amazing to me, and it's kind of like, wow, man, if I just didn't dive or research or do my own due diligence, chickity check myself before I wreck myself, question authority and its sources at every turn, having, I guess, clarity and courage, according to Jimmy, or just, having that hunter-gatherer mentality. I'm not really thinking this is making sense. Why would you put out something for people to take when it's completely indemnified? And people don't even know that. There's at least 30 to 40% of the people on this planet that have no idea what that means. It means that you can't sue this manufacturer for a product, period. You can't. I don't care what it does to you or how it affects you or if it just rips you apart or, whatever. You can't. That's just the way it works. And that's according to the government. The government has created that in the United States. And then a lot of people, kind of in our realm or in our wheelhouse, are still kind of waking up. They're still kind of rubbing their eyes going, well, yeah, Russiagate was stupid. Yeah, Hunter Biden's really fishy. 91 counts, still hasn't been charged. He had that rape case, but he wasn't able to defend himself. The judges didn't even give him a chance to bring any defense. They shut the defense down. They just made a decision. That was it. Court happened. If you know how fast it went, it's crazy. Hold on. I think I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. But that's the way that went. And that'll get thrown out and appealed. It'll be appealed and it'll get thrown out. That woman is not going to get $83 million for, because she's done this on several occasions to a lot of rich people. She's just that go-to person that they use. And they meaning, when I was saying this term to him, he's like, what are you fucking talking about? I was saying the global pedo predator class. He's like, what? What the fuck does that mean? Because he has no idea how sick, disgusting, terrifying, heinous, and just pure evil these people are that are pulling the strings of Democrats and Republicans and probably a few independents, definitely Bernie Sanders, who I appraised, and I spent about a total of over $300 to get that guy where he was supposedly supposed to go, but then he bent over. I don't care if he was coerced, or I don't care if he was bullied or threatened or whatever, but he just bent over, like literally, no lube, and it was pretty apparent. And nobody gives a fuck about Bernie anymore. He's done. It's really sad because the guy really had a lot going for him, and then he just totally caved. And there's a lot of people that cave in Congress. People have no idea that. And this is a good one, and I'm going to bring this up because this happens a lot, and people don't see it. You'll get I call it a Fallout Boy. The Fallout Boys, right? I don't fucking know the words, but anyway. So the Fallout Boy is the person or girl. The rest of the party, whether it's Democrat or Republican, votes for something. And then one guy they pick to not go with the program. And that's the Fallout Boy. To make it look like this person is, standing up and doing the thing for the people and the homeless and people who need health care and people need a minimum wage and people that need, better working conditions or whatever the case may be, right? And then all of a sudden, down the road, they pick somebody else. And that person that was the Fallout Boy goes with the fray. They go with the majority. And this is just fucking constant. There have been some people recently that haven't gone in that direction. I'm gonna throw out a name, Matt Gaetz. Look him up. He's the one that wants term limits. He's the one that wants single line voting that's huge. Instead of both parties throwing in the pork and fat and junk that they want for themselves just to appease their lobbying, big pharma, big oil, big everything, big hospital, big elderly care, big psychology, big, Bill Gates is crazy fuck. And all these people out there that they praise, and they succumb to, or they are the puppets of. But these people, it's just amazing to me that I am still kind of alone in this. There's a few people, they watch the show every once in a while. They shadow ban this like crazy. Because I've exposed the marketing process of Fluvid and I-19. And I've exposed how the process worked and everything. And I'm on my 7th channel because of it. The 1984 Orwellian, look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. Ministry of Truth, a.k.a. community guidelines, blah, 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 blah. The fact checkers and this and that are controlled by and made and completely created by this global pedo-predator class. These PPCs, pedo-predator class people. And it's hard for people to understand it. So, and then I think I explained to this guy, the people that there's about 95% of the people that, you've heard of Epstein Island, right? He goes, yeah. I go, do you know about the list? He goes, what are you talking about? What list? The flight log, the list, the people that actually went to the island. He goes, no. And I go, well, 95% of those people, at least 95%, all hate Trump. You know what Epstein's Island is about, right? He goes, yeah. And then he kind of just shut it down. It's just, I could see it. He just said, you know what? I have nothing. This guy's fucking blowing my mind right now. I have no rebuttal, no nothing. It's not like it wasn't an argument. It was just knowledge of me sharing what I said, look at all this up. It's all out there. It's just everything I've said to you. It's out there. And what's weird is he doesn't really know. He thinks Trump's going to probably win. He doesn't think Biden's capable of doing anything anymore, which is pretty interesting. And I think a lot of people are at that point. So that's probably why they're going to bring in Michelle, right? Like I've said in the past, that's probably their plan from a long time ago. But the reason why I bring this up is because I'm just really amazed. And I'm waiting for somebody to come on and debate, to come in, debate, and just, ask me. So why do you think that is the case? Or why do you believe this or that? And nobody does. It's weird. I was thinking earlier today that, am I just intimidating? I mean, personally, if you saw me, you'd think, whoa, that guy's big fucking, kind of a, big Polynesian guy. But that, if you know more mixed martial arts, that shouldn't be a problem. What I'm saying is, yeah, I have a ton of information I can go to on my blogs, on my files. I can look it up. I've got it listed. I can show you how we're being played, right? And I've always said, and I think Mark Twain kind of said this, right? It's harder to prove to somebody that they've been fooled than it is to fool them. Yeah, that's just really come to fruition and completely is, correct in my opinion, more recently. This guy's a decent man, wonderful person. And it's just, a lot of stuff was just shocking to him. At first, he's just looking at it, like, what are you, a fucking joke? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, are you crazy? And it's sad because this is what you'll get when people just really don't know what's happening. They really don't know. All right, I'm going to get going. I got an important call. I will talk to you guys later. Aloha. I'm going to probably come back. Okay, aloha. Take care. Bye-bye. Aloha, aloha, aloha. Mahalo. Go Trump 24. 2024 and 25.